Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm Melva Peters. You can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Gosh, I got a bit kerfuffled here because here it is 2:05, and I'm a little late. I got busy advertising my next in-person class at the Ladysmith Museum, and I didn't know at the time. All of a sudden, I looked up, and it was after 2 o'clock. Gosh, got me all kerfuffled. All right, I'm here today to show you, it's technique day today. And so I'm going to play with a punch. It's the Curved Occasions punch bundle. I just got this, kind of fun. And I'm going to make a slider card. So it's usually made with pennies, and that's actually what I'm going to be using today. We don't have pennies in Canada, so sometimes it's hard to find pennies. I happen to just have come back from the States, and so I've had some pennies in my pocket that I can use. But if you don't have pennies, I've used washers, so you can get them at the hardware store. You can also just use some paper discs, and I'll try and explain that as I go through and show you. All right, let me switch over. If you're joining me online, make sure you kind of tell me where you're from, make sure that my sound is good. Also, if you haven't joined me before you're coming in through YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button underneath this video so that you can be notified when I go live again. All right, so hello, Polly. This is the Curved Occasions bundle. It's a punch bundle, and if you follow me, you know that I'm a sucker for punch bundles. Great one. So this is actually intended to punch out sentiments. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. So these sentiments, some of them are already curved, and some of them, I think you can probably, because it's photopolymer, you can curve yourself. But it's kind of fun. I love this little card, which is what I'm going to be using today. But look at this. This is a great disco ball and some flowers. So great, lots of different occasions this stamp set can be used for. Okay, so I've got my paper here. There we go. So I've got a piece of early espresso. So I've cut this 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4. And as always, hello, welcome from Nova Scotia. Glad you're joining me today. All right, so there it is. Score it. So as always, fold into the mountain or the raised line when you've got your score line, and then give it a good burnish with your bone folder. So this is early espresso. I love the color combination. Hey, Mashwari, welcome. The color combination of Pool Party and early espresso. So this punch will cut out, of course, this shape. Now, I'm hoping I can do this. Let's see. I might have to trim this because I'm afraid if I do this, it's gonna. Okay, I actually am going to trim this to make it a little bit narrower because I have a feeling I'm going to trim it. This piece that I've cut is actually, I had it cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4, but I'm going to trim it to, let's just see, 3.5 by 3/4. I want to just see. The reason I'm hesitating here, I should have thought about this before, because I really want to just push this up. Okay, that's better. If I want to cut this and punch this so that it's in both directions, so it's curved. So I'm going to I've pushed this all the way in to the edge. So punched it out, and then I'm going to take this, turn it, and oh, I hope this will work. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I just flipped it around. It didn't do it exactly, so I should have thought about this a little bit more, but that's okay. I think this will be fine. Now, I ended up cutting this to be, let's see, 3 inches by, or 3.5 by 4 3/4. So if I trimmed it a little bit, I could have got a nice clean edge there, but I think this will work just fine. Now, it's raining here today, so I pulled out the raindrops embossing folder. So I always want to punch first or cut first, and then I will run it through. If you emboss first and then run it through to die cut or punch, you will lose some of the embossing. So I'm going to just, and I want the raindrops to be falling the right way. So let's turn this. I guess it doesn't really matter, but anyway. Okay, so let me bring in my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And this is not a 3D embossing folder, so you just need the regular cutting platform and your 2 plates. You don't need the platform number 2. And there we go. I really need to replace that plate. My plates are looking a little sad. All right. So now I've got some raindrops. There we go. So we're going to have some raindrops on our little car. Okay, so let's do some stamping. So I'm going to use the car. If you were in that car today, you'd be getting a little bit wet where I am, which we need the rain so badly. My grass is finally starting to look a little green. It's been so dry here. Okay, so there's that. Now, I am going to stamp the happy birthday. I think I have room to just, let's see. Okay. Will it go? No, it won't. Okay. I'm going to stamp it there. I might have to cut that to be able to get it into my punch, but let's see. Oh, yeah, just a little bit. Okay, well, let's color our car first and then see how it goes from there. Okay, so I pulled out the pool party, so I'm going to have a pool party car. So I'm just going to color. This is the light pool party. And we'll do some extra bits on it as well. Wouldn't it be fun to have a car cut this color? I don't know whether this is it kind of looks like a mini. I don't know what kind of car it actually is, but so that's the light. I'm just going to give it some dark pool party fenders. Kind of looks like an old-fashioned. You see some old-fashioned cars. I won't say old-fashioned, old classic cars. All right, then I have some, this is a smoky slate. So we'll make the tires. This is the light smoky slate. I've got the dark as well, so we'll start with the light. Not doing much blending here. I will go back over it. All right, so then we'll make the tire. Probably should have made the hubcap a different color. Oh, well, that's okay. And then I grabbed some, this is the dark crumb cake for the upholstery and the, there we go. All right. I guess that will be my car. Now, there is no die for this or no punch. If you have the I'm just going to cut that off. If you had the little truck and the truck punch, or even if you don't have the truck punch, you could just cut the truck out. That little it's called trucking along. So if you had the trucking along stamp set and or the punch, you could use that as well. So we're just going to kind of go around this. This little car is kind of going to go for a spin because it actually, this is a spinner card. And so that's what happens when you actually attach it to the pennies or the washers, whatever it is that you have. Maybe in your country, wherever you are, you have pennies, or in Canada, if you have, many of us had lots of pennies around. I don't know. It's been a long time since we've had pennies in Canada. Now they round everything up or down. So if your bill comes to like $2.12, they will round it down to $2.10. And if it was $2.13, they will round it up. All right, there we go. So just trim that off a little bit so that I can actually punch out the happy birthday. There we go. Okay. Now, here's what you do. If I can find my pennies. So I am going to use dimensionals. The other thing you can use is this. These are the adhesive foam strips. They work well too. So let's use, I've got some of these. So I'm just going to add some foam strips to the edges of mine. You want to kind of leave some room for this. Hey, Mern, for this card, for it to be able to move. I always cut my strips. So these foam strips they are 9 1/4 inches long. I tend to take and cut them in roughly half because you don't need that much for a standard card. And it just makes it easier to, at least I find it easier to kind of manage the pieces when they're a little shorter. All right, so I'm just going to take, and okay, so now I've got my foam strips. Peel those off. So as I said, if you don't have pennies, you can use washers. So let's make sure we got our card going the right way. So I'm going to put this, and I got my raindrops going the right way. Okay. All right, so I've got this on. Now, I've got my penny. So I'm just going to put my penny between the slots. So it's there. So what you're going to need are some dimensionals. So I'm actually going to put 2 dimensionals. I'm going to stack them. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I'm going to put 2. All right, and then I'm going to put my other penny on top of it. And I'm going to press those down. So this penny will now move along my track. And I'm hoping, well, it's not ideal because my penny is just a little bit bigger, but it's okay. It's not really going to be seen all that much. You're going to see a little bit of it. But now I'm going to take and put another dimensional, and I'm going to put my car right on top of that. And hopefully, there we go. So you can see it spinning. It's kind of tumbling around. Oh, there we go. It's very cool when it spins like that. So if you've got something else besides a car, a ball or something like that, you could use that as well. I didn't actually grab even any embellishments to put on my card. I was so excited about finding my pennies. I was looking for the washers and I couldn't find the washers, but I found my pennies. All right, so let's add some dimensionals onto our sentiment. So it's going to kind of be a plain card. I'll maybe add some embellishments afterwards. My husband might get this card because it's actually his birthday today. So there we go. All right, so I did grab I've got another piece of basic white. And let's see, what's another sentiment we've got here. No, okay, I'm going to stamp another car on the inside. So this little, this stamp is great, or this punch, this curved label punch is great for these sentiments, but it's also great to make, oopsie, to make one of these spinner cards. If you have you can use a die if you just want a straight instead of having the curved. If you have a die, kind of a slot die, you could use that. All sorts of things that you can use to make that slot. Just do a little bit of coloring, not really doing, okay, I'm going to do the inside of the hubcaps. We'll do those in dark Pool Party too. There we go. And crumb cake for the upholstery. There we go. All right, so that'll be on the inside of the card. Let's see if I can get my glue. So I haven't even had my glue open today. I realized, yeah, I am so bad for leaving the lid off my glue. Here we go. Let's see if I can get my glue going. Oh my goodness, nope. Glue is not going to work. Let's use Stamp and Seal. I should not leave the lid off my glue. I'm gonna have to take your pick tool or something and get my glue unclogged. All right, so when you make one of these, you can use some embellishments. Oh, look at that spinning, isn't that fun? There we go. All right, so like I said, use pennies if you have pennies. If you don't have pennies, you can use 2 little circles. So take a couple of little dies, a little tiny. You want the smallest kind of circle die that you have, as long as it's kind of, will go behind. And then you can use those 2 circles to put your dimensionals behind, and that will work quite as well. Maybe using thick basic white cardstock would probably be best for that, so that there's some kind of weight to it and make it move. But you might have pennies in your stash that you can use. All right, everybody. Oops, there we go. Somehow lost that. Yeah, so check out this Curved Occasions punch bundle in these on page 64 in the mini catalog. On this little car is so adorable. Oopsie. My cameras are kind of have a mind of their own today. All right, I hope you join me tomorrow at 2 o'clock for another project. It's a mystery day tomorrow, so I'm not sure what we're going to have. Might be a color challenge. We'll see what I get up to tomorrow. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.